My faith shapes my politics, but my politics will never shape or impact my faith. If that describes you, can I get an amen? Hi, I'm Kim Tizer. Welcome to The Good Place, where I focus on what is good in the midst of life's hardships. And that is why I do not focus on what is political. Now, someday that may change because, quite frankly, I do have strong political views, but for now, I like to focus on what brings us together versus what divides us. That's also why I am going to share a few little nuggets of wisdom before you head to the polls tomorrow if you live here in the US. And these nuggets of wisdom, these positive, encouraging thoughts are so important because if you don't know it, about a fifth of Americans say that political coverage
It's a great plan. It's a
negatively
plan that's gonna
impacts their
bring
mental
up
health.
our worth,
That's
our value
according
as a
to a
country.
recent national survey by a California based mental health organization known as AMFM. Believe it or not, there's even a name for it. It's called election stress disorder. Actually, another survey, which polled 1,000 Americans online back in August, discovered that 79% say they suffer from election anxiety. That just blows my mind. So, what to remember as you are feverishly filling in that oval circle, trying to get it dark enough and to stay in the lines tomorrow? This is why we had to practice coloring in the lines back in kindergarten and preschool. It was all building up to this moment. So, don't mess up. But seriously, what we are to remember is that we are not, and I do stress, not to agonize over who wins. That's no matter which side of the political aisle you're on, because ultimately it is God who determines who ends up in the White House. Romans 13:1 says, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God." And I believe ultimately, whether that person rules well or not, it is for our own good. Then, whoever is prayerfully, legitimately elected, First Peter 2:17 reminds us we are to honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. So whoever is in power, we are to honor that person. And how do we do it? Ultimately, with our prayers. First Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 and 2 says that we're exhorted to pray and give thanks for all men, for kings and all who are in authority. The sun is going to come up on Wednesday and the next day and the next day, regardless of who is the one that wakes up in the White House. We have an obligation to pray for that person, him or her, and then to never forget why we are placed on this earth. The Baltimore Catechism says it simply, and that is God made us to know him, to love him, and to serve him in this world, and to be happy with him forever in heaven. No election results change that. And I think these are some really important points to remember, not just tomorrow, but especially as we look ahead and we think about when we're with family around the Thanksgiving table coming up in just a few weeks. If discussion turns to politics and our family members are divided on those issues that are political, then don't forget that Jesus himself said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called weak." Oh, wait a minute. No, he didn't say that. He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." May God bless you today, this week, and may God bless the prayers of his people. Bye bye.